Good morning, Jay. You getting ready for tonight?
Craig, I'm ready, brother.
You better be by now.
It's gonna be amazing.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be amazing. It really is.
I look
I
forward to meeting some
roll
of
in
you
the
guys.
same way the unblinded uppers do. We prepared, but let's see. Most of this is going to come off the hip from the heart directly.
That's it.
Good morning,
That's it.
Jay. You're going to kill it tonight. Kill it, I say.
Yeah, hey Jay,
Michael,
it's
thank you.
Tiffany. Good luck. I was wondering if you're gonna be in the unblinded uniform, all black.
I'm going to be going to the mall today to pick out my brand new unblinded black uniform.
Come
There you
on.
go.
Go to the mall to buy your
Hello,
black
everyone.
uniform.
Good
Anyway,
morning.
you gotta buy black.
Great rising, great rising. So many
Great
smiles,
rising.
laughs.
You need to be wearing your real estate logo, buddy.
Say
Don't
again?
be touching that.
Who's that?
Susie,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fantastic on this beautiful drive to the nerve center. Can you recreate what just happened before I jumped on for me, please?
I just jumped on right after you, so
Oh,
somebody
well,
else
we're on the
can.
same boat. Yeah. It's all good. Well, I'm so grateful to hear your voice.
Have,
Happy you're here with us.
have a wonderful day filled with unexpected magical miracles.
Oh my goodness. Unexpected magical miracles. Thank you so much for that. Well,
That
hello,
is definitely
everyone.
something you can live your why with for sure.
I agree. So it is beautiful Y Wednesday, and we're here with some amazing people. We're going to give everyone a few more minutes to kind of start jumping in. Who would like to share in like 15 seconds? Sean's jumping on real soon. What is present for you on Y Wednesday? Anyone? Go for it. Hi.
Hi.
So who are we speaking with?
This is Erica,
Hey, what's up,
Grateful
Erica?
Realtor.
Awesome. So 15 seconds. Sean's jumping on real quick. What are you present to on Y Wednesday?
Well, I went to the event with a mission, and I thought the mission was simply to write my book. And I came back with not just the intention to write my book. I also want to go on a mission to rescue children during the in the operation, like we're ending human sex trafficking and looking to raise money so that I can get myself there.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so I had no idea that that was so much of a connection for me, and donating a percentage of every transaction I do in my real estate career towards ending, sex slavery, and then also actually bringing 2 of the children home for me to adopt.
That is beautiful. Well, Erica, you are on it. Thank you, for your sharing. Thank you for your constant commitment to choice. I hear, I see, I feel your desire for acceleration and change. And we're all grateful for your ability to be open to it. So thank you for that share. So let's check in. It's 8:31. Sean, are you here with us?
I am. Congratulations to Erica on that. And happy Y Wednesday. So what's cooking there, Mr. Fernando?
What is cooking, man? It is the most beautiful meal. It feels like it's Thanksgiving every day. So grateful for everything, everyone, and all things, because it is exciting. It is fun. Waking up every day like you're Rocky running up the stairs. And yes, Sean, I did see the movie Rocky. Is awesome. It literally play all these different music in my head. I'm dancing, having fun, and it wouldn't be possible without this group. And actually, I want to check in real quick if I can, Sean. If Kadorsal is on the morning huddle. We spoke yesterday, is from Mass Mutual, is a beautiful soul. And not only is this her first huddle, she also joined Mastery. So Kadorsal, if you're out there, I'd love for you to be able to unmute and share what is present for you and how you feel about our conversation yesterday and being on this morning huddle. So I'm not sure if she's on. Kadorsal, if you're on, please unmute and share. All right, you know what, Sean? Let's kick it back to you.
Okay, awesome. We'll get back to Kadorsal and a bit or tomorrow. So yeah, as we look at this Why Wednesday, I want to acknowledge everybody who's on the huddle, acknowledge everybody who was on our mastery call last night. Fantastic questions, tremendous acceleration, and new access point and thought. I was sitting back and thinking that there are folks on the line and folks in the program and folks not in the program that come from a very diverse current economic background. And one of the things that was super present for me is that a tremendously valuable and important piece of the acceleration for many of you is connecting with folks that are doing well, that are successful. And there's been some comments and questions about, and this goes back to a question that Craig had asked, about connecting with people who are standing in a strong and successful economic space. And we had the idea, that we confronted in a positive way the presupposition or the belief, the limiting belief, that somehow puts people in a different space if you're not making the same amount of money or don't have the same amount of money or even close that somebody else is. So a big piece of where we are today and about to go forward, and I'm going to start recording videos on this subject in space and our the daily videos that I put out, is going to be related to the idea that very successful people belong in this program. They belong connected to you every bit as much as you are successful. What I mean by, I'm talking people making, $3 million a year, $5 million a year, $10 million a year. Like, those are people that belong in this program, and so do people on their teams. Because I have yet to meet somebody that stands in that space who doesn't want more of something. And now here's the critical distinction. The critical distinction is, and where this came from is, as I'm in different spaces, I am, as many of you know, part of a very successful group of folks that many of them make a wonderful and beautiful and high income and have a lot of resources. And over the course of last weekend, a minor distinction, which was a major breakthrough, happened for me. I realized that so many people who are successful, we say people want more money, and if they have the money, and then they want more time. If they have the time, then they want more magic. We say more magic, like this isn't just a flippant 3-word concept. This is something distilled over 2 decades of study. And more magic means they want the emotions and the feelings that they desire most. They want adventure. They want love. They want to contribute. They want to expand. They want to grow. They want to. Many of them want to speak publicly and feel the pride and capability, like the limitlessness. These are just some of the things that people want to experience. So what dawned on me was that what a lot of these folks really want to do is they want to be people on a stage with a microphone changing lives. They want to be on a stage with a microphone changing lives. That's their why. They want legacy. They want something more. That's what's sitting in their space. Now, the interesting challenge is that for folks to do that and do it repeatedly and successfully, they feel the need to create their own content. And when a lot of these folks are creating their own content, what they end up doing is some version of making their story the content. And their story is a beautiful thing. It's part of unique identity. However, it's not content. It's not content. It could be inspirational, it could be motivational. However, it's not content. And therefore, the sustainability of them building a platform to create transformation and acceleration for people is very limited, because all they have the ability to really do is go out and deliver a keynote talk or some inspirational, motivational talk telling their story, but they don't have content. So that limits, in a very meaningful way, their ability to sustainably change lives. And for folks, and I've been in this world, and I've seen people, I think this is people who want that, and struggle to get it, it's a distinction that people are unaware of. So again, the distinction is people want to create change and acceleration for other people. To do so, they are going out telling their story, which is beautiful and wonderful, and they don't have content. So what they run up against at some point is maybe they'll even go as far as writing a book, telling their story. Perhaps they will begin to speak to groups of people regularly. But what makes it more of a quick touch and then move on is the absence of content. And this is something I'm saying that most of these folks are unaware of. Then they'll go out and begin to create or attempt to create some of their own content, and they truly struggle to do it because they've been involved in programs with people and things. And what they're really struggling to do or trying to do is just change a little bit of certain things so it's like it becomes their own stuff. And then they're feeling somewhat out of integrity, they're feeling a little bit incongruent, and it becomes challenging. So why do I share all this? I share all this because an access point for you and for people is the ability over time, and we're in the space of creating this, to go out and train on our work, to learn it, and eventually train on it and use it. That's a vision for what we're doing. And so for the people out there that want to truly build platforms, what I perceive the future to be is not a question of creating your own content. I mean, maybe you could have it like in a sub area, but if it's more global on how to produce success and results, et cetera, that's what the formula is. That's what we have, the formulas. And that provides content. That is the content for people. It is the content. It is truth. It's what it is. And what people can create for themselves over time is differentiation on how well they connect with people and train on the formula. So how well they connect with people, the ability, their influence mastery skill set in front of groups on stage, that is the differentiator. And the content piece can be the formula for them because 99.9999% of people are never going to create their own content. And even if they do, it's not going to be better. So that was a huge distinction. People want to have a platform. They want to transform lives. They are challenged because they don't have their own content. And this will be their content, and a differentiator is how well they present on it and connect with people. Why that's relevant for you is it gives you the opportunity to add value to people's lives and to talk to them. So if Craig is talking to people who want to transform lives, and he's going through the formula, or you are, and communicating with people, a value add piece to the conversation for you is to get to a place where they are talking about legacy and transformation and how do you see that happening. Many of these people are going to say something about their desire to transform lives, about their desire to speak and deliver, and it gives you an opportunity when you're delivering your unique identity to talk about this fact, this reality, which they never thought about. And when you share realities of value to other people, and the reality of value is, hey, but you'd have to create your own content, right? And it's all, yeah, I will, I'm getting there. Like, that's where I will, I'm getting there. Yeah, it's challenging, but I will, I'm getting there. Like, that's what you're going to hear. This distinction and this conversation is going to give you the opportunity to communicate with them about something meaningful, relevant, a pain point for them that can create a shift in their listening and the gravitational pull towards you by utilizing this community. And when this was all created, I say, I've been talking so much about it over the past week, and I've been talking about it forever, but so much in the fine distinctions. What is incredible to me still is the missing of these distinctions for people. We're getting folks on the huddle, talking about the formula, having people become a part of mastery. These are all things that are accelerants to in the why and solving the pain points of people you want to do business with. People you want to do business with. How do I know? Because I'm having all kinds of meetings for the exact same reason. because people want those things solved for them, and they see their future in this program, in Unblinded, in me, and that's why they want to talk to me. And there is no reason why the exact same dynamic cannot occur for you. So that on this Why Wednesday, realize that people's why that you're communicating with that are even more successful than you are, all the way through and through, there are solutions right here for their pain points, and it becomes an incredible conversation. And Adam, Jared, and Fernando are on this point like crazy, which is why the acceleration of the meetings that they're having, that we're having, continues to grow rapidly. It is the same exact thing for you. Be in that space as whomever you're talking to generally, verticals, meaning lines of ecosystems that you want to communicate with, this space of bringing this value to them and communicating about it, bringing them to the huddles, building that relationship is of extraordinary value for you. Now pause. You could go, well, that, like, you're talking about this because it's valuable for you. That's absolutely not true. I have been saying this to people who work at Callagy Law when I was doing free programs for more than a decade. And I've been saying this, and we're always transparent. It has been something that many, not all, but many of the team at Callagy Law has never actually done. And they are missing this distinction in the spaces they want to accelerate. And for those that are accelerating, they have gotten this distinction. So I'm telling you that there's like a choice space of working on this and in this awareness and space. And a reason that it is unfathomably incredible, some of the things that people are doing on this call, is because they're beginning to get this distinction. And I'm not sure that there's any more powerful distinction for your desire to ecosystem merge than be able to connect and demonstrate to people that you can solve pain points for them, which are going to be related to their more money and less time with more magic, genuinely. And when people see that and feel that, they're going to see their future in you and be drawn. Use this huddle. Use this platform. Use what you are learning to talk to people about, to have them see their future in you. When you disrupt their certainty, and they believe, because everybody has a pain point, they want more. Either more money, in less time, and or more magic. Everybody has a pain point there in that space. Everyone you will meet. Somebody's in the continuum in that cycle. Some people have taken a year off of work, and now they're ready to go and invest again in more money, or there's other things in the feelings. They want new feelings. They had freedom. They had adventure. Now they want contribution, connection. Wherever they are, this work solves for it. Wherever they are, this work solves for it. And if they believe you have the congruent ability to communicate with them, and that your certainty on that you can help is higher than their certainty that you can't, and you create that disruption, that open space, and fill the vacuum of you can help, that is how you will create connections and relationships with ecosystems larger than your own. That's the space. So Fernando, with that share, what's present for you?
I'm integrating. I'm letting it all land. It is, as you mentioned at the beginning, a distinction, a minor distinction that's a major distinction in what's out there in the world with content, things, trainings. Speak to so many beautiful souls doing so many amazing things in the world. Figuring out a way to create a product, productize, if that's even a word, something. And as much as that takes time, creating your brand story takes time, it still does not cause transformation on a consistent level. And I was actually writing a blog for Tiffany and Unblinded yesterday, thinking about the things that are important for culture and a movement. And the three things were language, which is, content, consistency, and leadership. And what this formula brings, what these huddles do, and what mastery is like mastering are those three things. It's a language, a version of communication. It is the consistency of the same thing over and over and over. It's why, we go to holy structures consistently for thousands of years. Consistency is really important. Language is really important. And leadership, as you have shown us, Sean, is exceptionally important. So those three things, a movement and a culture, is what I'm present to at the moment.
Sean,
And so
it's Adam.
What's up, brother?
Sean, what's up, buddy? I wanted to just jump in just 2 seconds here and really validate what you said, because it's my story, right? I had a unique identity that you told me when I told it to you. Oh, it's incredible. One of the best business stories you've heard. And at that moment in my career, I had thought that would have been enough. I created a leadership development platform within my organization, and I was using everybody else's content, John Maxwell, Brett Bouchard, Zig Ziglar, and I really thought that, like, I could make something out of this outside of the organization. And it wasn't until I realized I had no content, and where I had nothing that even came close to integrity-based human influence. And that discovery alone is what allowed me to truly see my future in this, and why I walked away from what I did to invest everything in Unblinded and in the formula. So yeah, I mean, that's your distinction is my story.
Brother, I didn't even think of that till you said it, and it is. It's unbelievable, and that is everybody unplanned. We did not have that guy. Anything that appears like this, if it's ever planned, I'll say, yeah, Adam and I were talking. Adam would just share. It'll never, for those that are new, will never stage something like it just happened, ever. So I had no idea Adam was going to say that. Is an absolute breakthrough. That's true, and it's there for everyone. Adam, that is a tremendous reality and breakthrough share. Thank you, and let's stay together for a minute. Anybody out there, just let's talk about this subject. So if you have any question about what I just said, you're not getting what I just said, not understanding it, you're not seeing it, right? Please, talk right now, because it'll be in service of everyone.
Sean?
I heard
Sean?
Yes.
Hi,
Yeah.
this is Vincent Leonti. So I had a question. You know, I hear
Hey,
what
Vincent.
you're saying, and I'm committed to going through the coaching certification. But I've been thinking, you know, part of the power of this is this ecosystem that you have here and all these other students that I'm going through this with. And maybe you can't answer this now, but I was wondering what it would look like when we're doing it on our own, and are we going to have some kind of ecosystem to be in?
Vincent, that is 100% yes, and we are developing lots of plans around this piece of it. Because this whole program, thank you for voicing that. And anybody else get ready, because I'm going to be with Vincent for at least about another minute or so. But please jump in with any questions you have. That's a brilliant question, Vincent. So what we're creating here are people, or are mass numbers of people who can speak and influence. And I'm modeling not after content of people, but modeling the existence and life of different people. Like, what if everybody here can, what Napoleon, I don't know if many people know this, so just stay with me, Vincent. Napoleon Hill, to my understanding, the author of Think and Grow Rich, died poor. Did you know that, Vincent?
I did not know
Adam,
that, actually.
Did you know that, Adam?
No, I did not. I did not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
And I'm going to tell you why I think he did. One, he had a self-mastery challenge, went through a bad divorce, made a bad agreement. So sometimes you can make one large mistake. And he made a large mistake, and his wife basically got the content and the material. Made a big mistake. Okay, so put that aside. I think he also made a mistake because he didn't do what people like Oprah and Tony Robbins have done in two very different ways. What Napoleon Hill didn't do is he didn't create other monetization strategies. Other monetization strategies. Okay? So he was selling programs at a time when people weren't exactly buying programs. This wasn't normalized, the idea of personal development. And one could say he was one of the inventors in the industry, him, Norman Vincent Peale, some others. One could say that these industries are just offshoots of spirituality, which I don't believe at all. I think they're related to much more athletic endeavors. So that's a different story for a different day. However, they didn't do what people, and the list can be long, people like Tony Robbins, somebody like the Kardashians, Paris Hilton. You go, what do they have to do with like Oprah and Tony Robbins? And I'm not saying they're influencers. What they've all done is they have figured out this reality. There are numerous ways with integrity to monetize their ecosystem. Say it again. There are numerous ways with integrity to monetize their ecosystem. And what we are doing here is teaching people to do that. We're helping people create larger and larger and more valuable ecosystems. That's what the training is doing. In addition, the training is also going to be teaching over these 6 months or 7 or more, right? Teaching people the reality that as you grow that ecosystem, there are numerous ways to monetize with integrity. So one addition is the ability to bring people into the program, right, and generate commissions from it. Another will be the ability to potentially offer people real estate services in your world or financial and insurance programs. This is not something we're doing yet. And this is not something that may even be connected to us. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But if you look at the work of Oprah, she had numerous businesses in it. Tony Robbins stands on stage and says he has 54 companies. He created a partnership of creative planning that took them to more than 10, I think it was like somewhere between 10, $18 billion, is my understanding, more in assets, and created hundreds of millions of dollars of value for Tony Robbins directly. That is genius. Napoleon Hill didn't do that. He was the rotary phone version, the likes of Tony Robbins and Kardashian. Think of all the offshoots. It's not just the brands that advertise in her space. It's not just that, obviously. It's the companies, the equity she owns, the pieces of things, the income she generates by being a part of things. And so what we're what we're doing here is teaching people to do exactly that. Expand the value of your ecosystem, create monetization for yourself as fast as humanly possible. And then as you grow that ecosystem, begin to create other no extra time, right, with or very little extra time investment, that you create more and more monetization. That's where the less time comes in. So these words, more money in less time with more magic, that's where it comes in. And Vincent, yes, we'll be creating more and more ecosystems, and everybody will be connecting soon. We haven't even announced the date, but the next date for our live together time will be announced shortly. And we're going to be building and moving towards that as a beautiful space of ecosystem merging amongst all of you for sure. And we're going to be creating more and more dynamics for everybody to work together to do exactly what we're talking about. Does that answer the question, Vincent?
That does. I just wanted to make sure there's as I said, this kind of thing is just so invaluable, and I just want to make sure we'll have that as we're coaching, that we have that ecosystem behind us.
Oh my God, Vincent, it will be whatever you're envisioning. It will be even more connected than you can possibly imagine, and that's what we're doing. Like, we're not building. I'm not trying to become, Kim Kardashian. Like, that's not the outcome. The outcome is to build something where everybody is on stages with microphones modeling this brilliant example of how to do business. So nobody ends up like a genius with brilliant content like Napoleon Hill. We're creating strategies of more money in less time with more magic. And you're going to be innovating, creating them on your own. And we're connecting. Jay Levine's doing it tonight, right? Jay Levine is the beginning of this tonight. Jay Levine is taking our talent and ability to present from stage, plus his own ability to put people in a room, his own ability to influence, putting them together for monetization for him. It creates economic possibilities of people signing up for the program, and it creates economic possibilities of him building verticals in the real estate industry, and it creates economic possibilities for him in partnership in the real estate world and referrals in the real estate world, and probably 5 more things that I'm not saying. That is genius. And it is Jay taking massive action to do this. Dr. Roger Sahori is doing it this weekend and bringing us out to Arizona. Same thing. So it's happening. It's in its like infancy. It's just beginning. Like, like the embryos are like in these situations just cracking out of the egg. Like the bird is being born, coming out of the egg just a little bit. That's what's happening this week. But it's the beginning, and it's going to grow into not one bird, but like a world of birds. Like that's what's happening. The ecosystem is occurring. So thank you, Vincent. Does anybody else have a question specifically
Yes, Sean.
in this space
Craig
for
from
today?
SoCal.
Craig from SoCal. What's up, Craig?
Oh, nothing, and I'm well, I should say nothing, everything. I just want to introduce Sabrina Seidman. She came on today. She was at your at all the events this last week, and I just wanted to introduce her to you.
Sabrina, welcome aboard. Where is Sabrina? Is Sabrina on the line?
Good morning. Thank you. Yes, I live in Los Angeles.
Hey, Sabrina, I'm so thankful. Hello to you in Los Angeles. I'm so thankful for you being here and excited. And if I could just ask Sabrina, like, what's present for you?
I mean, exactly what you're talking about. It's very interesting. Craig and I had a quick conversation last night, but this is one of my current struggles, to be honest, is exactly what you're saying in terms of creating content outside of my story. And I was just so incredibly inspired throughout the entire weekend, learning about what you're doing and just meeting people throughout the weekend that really helped me to, you know, next level my life. So I just appreciate what you're doing, and I look forward to getting on more calls and learning more and potentially becoming more involved in the future.
Yeah, Sabrina, awesome. Couldn't be more thankful. And what we're doing here is about you. It's about everybody else, and it is not about me. And I cannot wait for the day when my appearances with the stage and microphone are few. And I've always said, when I was asked about a year and a half ago, like, what does success ultimately look like? And the person's like, you know, you on stage, you know, in front of 100,000 people in an arena. And I said, no, success looks like me in the last row of the upper deck in a 100,000 person stadium with other people doing things. And while that's happening, people are on stages of 5,000, 1,000, 100, 50, 10, 5, and 2 all over the world. That's what success looks like if this works. So welcome aboard, and I am incredibly grateful to you and to Craig. Sabrina, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, awesome, brother. Okay, so that said, this has been, actually, no, we'll take one more. A question in this space. If you have questions in other spaces, if you can hold them until tomorrow, I'd be super grateful. Have a comment, question, or thought in this space that we're talking about today, this breakthrough distinction of error, the value of people, and this vision that we're creating.
Hey, Sean, I just want to acknowledge you guys and thank you for the event tonight. And I can't wait for this to happen. And just to everybody out there, you know, the guy that we listen to every day and the people, Fernando and Jared and Adam, the people that we go on these huddles for every day. I know we go on for ourselves, but we go and we listen. These guys are going to be on my stage tonight. And I can't be more excited because we are one removed from people that are on stage with Tony Robbins. I mean, this is just amazing. So, Sean, I want to thank you, Fernando, Jared, Adam. I can't wait for tonight, but it's going to be amazing. But just thank you. I want to acknowledge that.
Well, Jay, thank you, brother. And you've done an unbelievable job. I can't wait. We're going to rock it and make amazing things happen. And this is the beginning of what the model is all about. So awesome job, brother. Thank you.
And pretty soon when you have an event, you'll be like, my special guest is none other than the Jay Levine. So don't worry.
Amen. Let's go, brother. And that's what this is supposed to look like. Because what's supposed to be happening, right, is everybody is stepping into their own greatness and developing their own skills to influence and deliver from the stage. And there's a beautiful, like, I was raised in the space of healthy, fun competition in the athletic world. And our high school football team, we pressed each other, challenged each other all the time for all of us to get better. And that's what this space is about too, is lovingly making each other better, inspiring each other, being examples of possibility to each other, pushing each other, challenging each other. And I mean, Fernando and Adam live in that space every day in the Nerve Center, and it's a beautiful dynamic as their acceleration, everybody's acceleration there continues. Jared, what's present for you?
Whoa, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, brother.
Yes, got you.
We go, cool. Drive into the Nerve Center. So what's present for me is a number of years ago, there was a thought leader that had the realization that most people wanted to be an author, but no one wanted to write a book. So what they started to do was, because he had a massive platform, was he started to allow many people to co-author books with him by writing a chapter, and then they could call themselves an author. And they were able to check that box off, had that feeling of significance. But there was this really significant challenge that showed up as well, which is most of those people were financially broke. They had a chapter in a book, but they had absolutely no financial model to leverage that and turn it into anything other than a feeling of significance, when ultimately what they wanted was a feeling of contribution that paid them back, that gave them more money in less time and with more magic. And what Sean just shared is like the 7.0 version of that, right? Because what held me back for years, because years ago I was approached to create an entire sales training for chiropractors, actually, which is why this weekend is very interesting to me. And what held me back wasn't the fact that I couldn't like tell my story around what I've done as an entrepreneur and with sales. It was the thought of producing all of the training content. Like that was just unmanageable to me. So what Sean is presenting here in this infant form is something that should absolutely fire all of you up, even more than everything else up to this point, because this is where it all collides and where it comes together. Because so many of you are change maker entrepreneurs that have this really big vision. Maybe today you're an employee somewhere, but you have this big vision for your life. Maybe you're an entrepreneur and you haven't been able to crack through yet, but you have this driving force. And maybe you're super successful in what you've done, but you want to have a stage and a mic, and you want to contribute differently than you have up to this point. What Sean is sharing, and it's in its infancy, it's going to become like accelerated quickly because now we're all focused on it, is that it's your opportunity to have a stage and a mic with a business model, with content, so that you can go out and make seismic impact and change in this world. So I am beyond excited, Sean. I'm happy you brought this up today because I know we've been talking about this a little bit recently. And this should just, even as this, in this early stages, get you really thinking about what this could look like for you with your overall vision. Outside of that, we had a wonderful webinar last night. I want to give Cody Hicks a shout out. He did a great job yesterday during his first webinar with me. If there's anyone that wants to do webinars like that, feel free to shoot me an email, jared.yellen@unblindedmastery.com, and we'll get you queued up. But Cody Hicks, fantastic job sharing what integrity-based human influence means to you, what Unblinded means to you, what you've been able to do as a result of it. Your energy is absolutely tangible. I could feel it. It is contagious, my man. We also have tonight, like Jay Levine just said, we have our first Unblinded real estate event. There's 105 people coming. Jay Levine had hit max capacity 3 times, and he used integrity-based human influence to keep on increasing the max capacity for the room. So we will be on fire tonight. We'll be having our videographer there to document it, and we'll share that video within the next week or so. And then final, remember there's an event with Voyager School that's happening, Mission 130. Information was posted in the Facebook group. Sean is going to do a keynote talk an hour before the event begins. We encourage everybody to come. Obviously, come to hear Sean talk. Come to be in proximity of other people that are living inside of the formula. And most importantly, come to support this very, very important cause Voyager School is bringing forward. So, Sean, back to you.
Yeah, what's present for me in a final is the reality that we're going to have huddles in different verticals, in different ecosystem sections, and eventually things are going to be at such a level that none of the beautiful people, including Cody Hicks, fantastic job, Cody, thank you, awesome, we're not even have the time or capacity to talk about any of it. So take advantage now, right, of the stage and microphone in these huddles, accelerate in your leadership, and get on board with this thing in its earliest stages because it's happening. Like there's those 3 things we just talked about happening, or 4 things, Cody Hicks, what Roger's doing, what's happening with the Voyager School. I mean, thank you guys so much, amazing. What's happening tonight with Jay, like we're just in the beginning, and that's already a lot of things to talk about. What's it gonna look like in a month? What's it gonna look like in a year? And building and claiming your space in it, right? And using everything that we're talking about for good to add massive value and talking to successful people so you can merge ecosystems with them and have value. Because this whole conversation is about how it benefits you first, because if it doesn't benefit you, it doesn't happen. And here's the final. You get, I get, we get. You get, I get, we get. Everything we want in value by helping other people get what they want. And we help enough people get what they want and enough value, we get everything we want. That's how it works. Have a beautiful and incredible day.